Every so often you find a gun that you just don't care about the practicality. A gun's so beautiful that you just want to own it and put it on the wall. You want it in a glass cabinet so you can stare at it every day, and you would. The sort of thing that even people who aren't into side-by-sides can just fall deeply, deeply in love with. And this is one. This is lot 1500 in the Holts December 2021 sale. It is a Manufrance, and French guns generally have a bit more flair than English guns. I think we can say that as a mass generalization, but this one does represent the best of the best. So let's have a quick look over it before talking about some of the history and detail of this beautiful thing. So this gun was 1912 built by Manufrance. It's got a beautiful stock, really quite classy, nice bit of fiddleback through there. You don't really see back then the loud wood you see today, mostly because it wasn't strong enough to deal with this thin headwork, but also it just wasn't the taste of the day. This is a beautiful thing. Checkering is worn, but it's probably at like 36 lines per inch and flat point. I reckon when this gun was built, that would have been, well, that would have driven someone wild building it. You have a horn butt plate with rough checkering on the back and fully engraved screws there too. And as much as the stock is nice and the lines are very pretty, it's the action here that you just, I mean, it's the whole thing actually. The action is particularly exciting. So it's just a trigger plate, which, you know, we all go mad for side locks because they are the sort of the thing to have, but actually I think this is probably vastly more beautiful. Being a trigger plate and not a box lock, you have a really beautiful shallow rounded action, and the engraving across it is just wild. You've got this big acanthus leaf work coming all the way around it, but it's not deep and it's not obtuse, and it works really nicely with a full fine scroll background. So every part, every square millimeter of this gun is engraved. The two things I love most about it, the side plates. You know, they haven't made a side plate to represent a side lock like is the fashion now. I mean, the fashion back then wasn't really to do that. And you can see that with guns over here. Cogsworth, for example, having tiny little side plates on the back for decoration. You have this lovely sort of spade coming off the back there, beautifully inlaid, beautifully joined up, and that just adds, instead of having a flat back to the action, a lovely curve, just a little bit more life. If you look at the top tang down here, the same design runs throughout. And then if you look at the trigger plate here, you can see you actually have the same design coming here. And you have a safety catch, although that is a little bit stiff. What is lovely about this, I mean, everything's lovely about it. You've got that little safety catch there that just blends beautifully into the same sleek waistline, but because you've got a pull down lever, the trigger guard is actually split in two. So you still have the elongated trigger guard that adds some beauty and some style to this gun, but it's actually just a separate piece bolted on. And you see that in sort of aftermarket guns sometimes here when they want to add that as an extra, but this is just done so seamlessly, and it's beautiful. Coming on to my second major favorite part of this, look at those fences, look at that. There's nothing about that that isn't stunning. I'm not even one for carved breech ends. These are reversed side clipped. Just a look at the shape that runs up and through this gun and around it. It's elegant beyond belief. And those carved breech ends are stunning. Simple, elegant, not too much, not too deep. It's a beautiful composition. The lockup is also interesting. If we're going to add to the extra interesting, the rising bite there, as you can see, comes down, locks out the way, and the gun opens up, and in this bottom there you have your standard locking bits. For me, it's these reverse side clips. I just think they're stunning. It's not just one thing, it's everything. It's every single thing. I don't even dislike the sunken rim. That really isn't something that generally turns me. Usually I find that a bit, I don't know, it doesn't do anything for me, the way that that drops down into here, but this gun, it just goes. It goes with everything else that's here. everything is beautiful. It is a masterful work of art, very French in the best possible way. This is the little giveaway to the Provenance, and it's worded that the vendor informed Holts when they dropped it off that the gun was gifted to his uncle in the late 1960s by a member of the Afghan royal family, and that it was formerly the property of Amanullah Khan, King of Afghanistan. Interestingly, Amanullah Khan, who was born in the 1st of June 1892 and died 25th of April 1960, ruled Afghanistan from 1919 until his abdication in 1929. Initially as emir, and then after the declaration of monarchy in 1926 as king. The interesting thing is that this gun, for all of its beauty and all of its potential provenance, is estimated at 1,000 to 1,500. It's a 16 bore, it's actually got a bit of height at comb, it's a very pleasant thing. You could go out and quite possibly shoot it and enjoy it as usable history, as everything in here is. It's a gun that other people can enjoy, and I'm not saying you'd buy it to rub in other people's faces, or you wouldn't buy it because other people would enjoy it, but it is not the sort of gun that deserves to be locked up forevermore because it's so beautiful. And for £1,500, plus commission of course, but it just represents something stunning. I love it regardless. Guys, take care. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for Holts for allowing us to access this stunning piece of history. And good luck bidding on it, because there's a lot of people going to want this. This is a beautiful thing.